Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ozzymitsu and welcome back to my channel. I know what you're thinking, why haven't I uploaded in like 10 years? Honestly, I don't really have an excuse other than I've been so busy with work and I've wanted to prioritise doing well at my job and progressing further as opposed to uploading consistently on the channel. And I know that a lot of you have been commenting about where's this series, where's that series. Honestly, I just feel like I want to change up my content. I feel like what I've been making is kind of the same thing regurgitated over and over again, and it gets a little bit boring to make, and I feel like some of you are bored of it as well. I can kind of sense that. So I'm gonna be basically making what I want, but it just depends on any sort of ideas that come into my head, because I am going through a massive creative block. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Pokemon memories. The reason I want to talk about Pokemon memories is I was sitting at work one day and all of my colleagues were talking about hobbies and interests, and some of my colleagues were talking about how much they love football, some were talking about how much they're obsessed with Love Island at the moment, and some about a certain book that they're reading at the moment that has really captured their interest. And then when it came on to me, my colleagues asked me, "So Ozzy, what do you like doing in your free time?" And then I was like, well, I think I was the only one who said something that's considered childish, I guess you could call it that, even though it's not actually childish. I just said, I love playing video games. And one of my favourite video game franchises of all time is obviously Pokemon. I've made a Pokemon related YouTube channel, so I must like it a fair bit. But then it got me thinking about how I originally came so invested into the world of Pocket Monsters. But in order for me to explain that, we need to go back to the year 1999. I think I'm going to add some sort of transition. Transition? No? Alright, so one Saturday morning my brother had cricket practice, and the reason that's relevant is because every Saturday we'd sit down and watch cartoons together, but my brother would always have control of the TV and what we got to watch. You know, being the youngest sibling, I didn't really get a say as to what we could watch. I never really got my way, so I used to just sit there all passive like, whatever. Coupled with the fact that my brother was so bossy when he was younger that he would always get his way anyway, so we'd end up watching reruns of Dragon Ball Z. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed what I did watch of Dragon Ball Z. I don't follow it so much nowadays, but apparently it's really, really good, and I'm not disputing that at all. But for me personally, I used to get bored of watching these reruns because I wasn't as invested into Dragon Ball Z as I was into other things. But yeah, on that Saturday morning he had cricket practice, so I thought, ooh, this is great, I have the TV to myself. But I was a smart kid, I thought, I'm never going to get this opportunity again, so I need to make this moment last. So there I was, flicking through the channels thinking, what do I watch, what do I watch, panicking, kind of like if you're opening up your tablet and you've opened up Netflix and you're like, all these shows, what do I want to watch? I'll just rewatch something that I've already watched, even though there's 100 different shows. That was kind of like me. So I was flicking through all these channels, and then eventually something caught my eye, and it was a Pokemon anime, and the episode that I came across was the episode called Clefairy Tales. When I did flick through the channels, I unfortunately didn't catch the beginning of the episode. It was kind of like, I would say, about the last 10 minutes of the episode. So what I did, I wanted to make this moment last, so I wanted to record and capture this moment. So I got one of these VHS tapes. I'm probably showing my age here. I'm so old. So yeah, I got one of these VHS tapes to record the episode on. And the bit that I caught was kind of the moment where Jigglypuff and Clefairy were having the alien grudge match, as that weird guy would say. It was such a weird episode. Even though I captured the last 10 minutes of this episode, that VHS tape was so precious to me. So every Saturday when my brother would still sort of be bossy and take control of what we'd watch on TV, I thought, you know what, F this noise, I don't want to do that. I'd take that VHS tape upstairs into my mom's room. She had a TV that wasn't hooked up to the cable at the time. It was just a spare TV, so I would put my VHS tape in and rewatch this same episode over and over and over again. And looking back at it, I don't know why I didn't get bored, because it was just the last 10 minutes. But the one Pokemon that stuck out to me was obviously Clefairy, which is why it's one of my favourite Pokemon of all time. And it was just so cute the way it would steal all these items and then want to make this spaceship. It was just so adorable, and obviously I love Jigglypuff as well, and it was the rivalry between Jigglypuff and Clefairy was really, really comedic, and I really liked that. And I became so obsessed with that episode that I just wanted to become invested in the world of Pocket Monsters. So I begged and begged my parents one day to get me a Pokemon game, because I noticed that the other kids on the playground were playing these Pokemon games, and I thought, hey, this looks familiar. And I actually saw someone battling a Clefairy, if I remember correctly, and I thought, okay, so there's a game based on Clefairy. Well, it wasn't based on Clefairy, but Clefairy was in the game. So I remember going home saying to my mum and dad, please, 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 I want a Pokemon game. And eventually, it wasn't even my birthday or a special occasion, I came home from school one day and my dad had bought me Pokemon Blue. And that's where the journey began, and that's where I began loving Pokemon, because I played that game over and over again. And even though now people insult Generation 1 for being so overhyped and the games weren't that good, but back then, honestly, it was my childhood, and it always has that sentimental value to me, and I always think about it whenever someone asks me, hey Ozzy, what got you into liking Pokemon? And I just think of that episode of the anime, and then playing Pokemon Blue, and then of course having it stick by me. And look at my room, I've got all these Pokemon posters, so I still kind of like Pokemon. And that's my Pokemon memory. But what about you guys? Let me know some of your earliest Pokemon memories, or what you think of when someone asks you how you got into liking Pokemon. Let me know in the comment section below, because I would genuinely love to hear it all. I'm in a nostalgic kind of mood, and I want to sort of drown myself in nostalgia. So let me know. I'll reply to every single comment because I have so much free time now. Yeah, let me know. But if you did enjoy this short little video, please leave this video a big thumbs up, because that does really help me out, as well as subscribing to my channel to become an Ozzybot today. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, I promise things will change, but with all of that being said, I'll see you guys whenever I upload. See ya.